Now, when people hear the name Adam Smith, they immediately think of the historical poster boy of capitalism, a founder of modern economics, a lover of the laissez-faire, who helped explain why capitalism is the highest step in human civilization. But this perception is just wrong. The real Adam Smith was a critic of capitalism. He was very concerned about how it impacts society. He was an advocate of the market, but not in the way we think today. Adam Smith's main criticisms of capitalism include 1. Unequal distribution of wealth. Due to the nature of capitalism, he argued rich and poor would grow further apart, creating a dangerous class divide. Solid prediction. 2. Exploitation of workers. Smith recognized that capitalists would try to pay their workers as little as possible to maximize profit, which would ultimately lead to dissatisfaction and even rebellion. Another good call. 3. Monopolies. Smith argued that monopolies form naturally in free markets, which would harm competition and ultimately consumers. Now, a monopoly occurs when a single seller dominates a particular market. Without any competition to keep prices in check, monopolies would be free to charge exorbitant prices, exploiting consumers. Smith believed that it was unjust and that the government had a duty to prevent this from happening. Think banking. Certain banks monopolize the market. As a customer, if you're unhappy with the service, where are you going to go? Smith was also concerned that monopolies would destroy innovation. With no competition, there is little incentive to invest in research and development. Smith argued that this would ultimately harm society as innovation was essential to improving living standards and promoting good economic growth. This happens today. Most corporations use profits to buy back shares, not on research and development. Innovation and technological progress globally has actually slowed down since the end of the Cold War. Example, iPhone, now in green. And Smith was concerned that monopolies could become too powerful and use their market dominance to influence government. This means policy creation designed only to benefit the monopoly at the expense of society. Almost all US foreign policy aggression since World War II has been designed to open up free trade, which really means facilitating mega corporations in any market they desire at their terms. For Smith, though, free trade simply meant the removal of barriers to international trade, like tariffs and trade restrictions. Smith believed free trade would lead to greater efficiency. When countries specialize in producing the things that they are most efficient at, they produce more at lower cost. By trading with each other, countries can then access a wider variety, increasing consumer choice. As a result, free trade could promote peace and cooperation internationally. When countries are dependent on each other for trade, they are less likely to engage in war. As Smith explained, a market should work based on the principles of competition, self-interest, motivation to innovate and offer the best, and the division of labor, having players in the economy contribute what is most appropriate to their abilities. He believed that the invisible hand of the market, driven by these principles, would ultimately lead to the most efficient allocation of resources and the greatest overall benefit to all, not just shareholders. People have intentionally interpreted Smith's beliefs in the power of the market to call for completely unregulated markets. This interpretation ignores the fact that Smith recognized the important role of government to protect consumers and in removing protections for monopolies to actually allow real international trade among nations, not just for transnational corporations. By today's standards, his criticisms of capitalism would be considered radical socialist propaganda. Smith would undoubtedly be appalled at what he would see today. Remember, I am, you are, we are a MysterE.